One of Nigeria's leading financial institutions, Access Bank Plc, has successfully hosted the inaugural Africa Trade Conference in Cape Town, South Africa, to boost Intra Africa trade on the continent. The theme of the event, Empowering Africa Through Trade, Innovation and Sustainable Growth, was well attended by policymakers, business executives and industry stakeholders. Arise Business Producer Lillian Jijingi-Agudah brings you highlights from the event.
Africa's population is projected to surge to 2.5 billion by 2050 from 1.2 billion. Despite the high population and vast resources, intra-Africa trade remains low. To bridge this gap, Access Bank has hosted this trade conference to build resilient African economies through deeper regional collaboration and enhance financial and trade infrastructure. Delivering the opening remarks, Access Bank's Managing Director, Roosevelt Ogbonna, set the tone for discussions by highlighting the critical barriers hindering trade across Africa.
Many businesses on the continent struggle to find capital or access to capital and the right structure of capital. And when they do find it, the cost of capital is so significant that it makes it unbelievably expensive for them to be able to raise capital and still do business competitively. That has to change. We have to create a financial services sector that empowers businesses, a financial services sector that makes it easier and seamless for businesses to be able to access capital, to be able to invest in growth, invest in innovation, and of course, the muscle they need to expand beyond their local boundaries. For that to happen, it is clear that we need to create a network of Africa financial giants who are willing to create homegrown solutions to support the continent in achieving the objectives that we've set for ourselves.
Fully implementing the African Continental Free Trade Agreement is vital in order to unlock its immense benefits across the continent.
We can, however, build our own trade routes, supply chain networks, build our own capacity to support food security in Africa, and build our own industrial development. All of that will require that the private sector, the public sector, and governments that we work together to implement the AfCFTA, which is the only rule book that we have that will enable us to navigate the difficult times that lie ahead.
At every corner were conversations and agreements that underscored the importance of financing mechanisms that support African businesses in their expansion across borders.
PAPS, which is now fully operational in 16 countries covering East, West, and North and South Africa. The Pan-African payment and settlement system now has transaction volumes that are more than doubling on a month-to-month basis, providing proof of the felt need for this service that will save the continent $5 billion US in costs and cost transfer time within Africa from days to seconds. A PAPS debit and credit card has also been launched, which will enable holders to spend their national currencies anywhere they travel in Africa.
Without a doubt, Pan-African banks are playing a pivotal role in enhancing financial systems, enabling cross-border transactions, and fostering economic integration.
So I think banks as actors in Angola and other African markets, they need to build up trust with their counterparties, either the confirmation banks, with the international players. And that ultimately starts with something as simple as your compliance system, the ability to create comfort with your international stakeholders that you're doing the right things.
At Access Bank UK Limited, we are committed to obviously doing whatever we can as part of our mandate to try to remove these barriers and indeed increase the velocity of capital across the African markets where we are participating. Just by way of giving a bit of background, we are a wholly owned subsidiary of Access Bank PLC, organizers of this event. They are our parents. But we have, I believe, come of age in terms of the support the parent has provided to us. And today, the bank has grown across all indices and very much within touching distance of a challenger bank status in the UK. Now, as part of what we do is to support the flow of capital on trade finance, which is an area we understand very well, is within our DNA.
As the Access Bank Africa Trade Conference draws to a close, one thing is clear. Despite the global uncertainties in the world, true to its name, Access is ready to support trade finance, fostering regional integration, and championing policies that create an enabling environment for businesses across Africa. Lillian Jijingi-Agudah, Arise News.
Well, congratulations to Access Bank and Access Holdings.